The best thing about racing against real people online is that they are people. Distraction, confusion, scare tactics, mind games, none of this would fly against AI, but you can use it all against your human opponents to coax them into a mistake without ever laying a body panel on them. The handful of distraction techniques you're about to see embody this well, and if you start exploring this psychological side of racing, you'll find yourself moving through the pack easier than before, whilst having more joy doing it. Before we begin, thanks to Podium 1 for their channel support. Get 5% off everything in their US-based Tennessee store, featuring almost all renowned sim racing brands, using code DannyLee5, and it also applies to their insane turnkey simulators if you'd rather not mess around. Go to podium1racing.com and punch the code in at checkout to get your discount. So, before I show you these attacking moves and techniques, it's important to stress one thing about the rules of racing. As the attacker, you're allowed to move around and change lines as much as you like. It's the defender that's limited to one defensive move and cannot move under braking. So if you're worried about any of these overtaking tactics being against the rules, you needn't be. So first up, we have the simplest, least complicated yet most useful distraction technique, the weave, dummy or fake out. This is when you're following a car very closely into an important corner complex or braking zone, and at the last moment, just before you hit the brakes or turn in, you weave out from behind them, almost as if you're thinking about making a ludicrous dive bomb on the inside. You're not doing that, but if the car in front is aware of you, the sudden movement in the mirrors or on the radar at a time when they shouldn't be looking at either can inject a small error into their driving that snowballs into an opportunity for you. It's an easy but effective move to incorporate into your racing. In this example, my little weave before the braking point appears to cause the Ferrari ahead to just miss their mark and drift wide of the apex, which compounds into them having to back off slightly in order to stay on track, leaving me able to jump through on the inside and take the spot with the momentum I have. There might have been a 5% chance that this driver might have made that mistake all by themselves with no help from me, but by doing something distracting behind them that steals just a slice of their attention at an important moment, that might increase the chance to perhaps 20%. It certainly won't make it easier for them, that's for sure. You can see other examples of the dummy shown now, which all had the effect of creating a mistake in the defending car that might not have happened otherwise, leading to an overtake outright, or even just an opportunity to create one and draw alongside. Second, we have a rarer but exciting pressure tactic which I like to call tailgating. This is a horrible thing to be done to you, and I'm going to show you two examples of me doing it to people, so karma is coming for me at some point. So this is Portimao, and if you know Portimao, you know that at the very end of a long start-finish straight is a tricky undulating turn 1. You have to get it right. I mean, that's true of all corners, but this one especially so. I'm in the Ferrari camera car, and the Mercedes ahead has slightly fumbled the exit of Portimao's final turn onto the long straight. If a car in front of you makes a mistake, it's a big sign that they may be prone to another shortly after, so this is a good chance for some mind games. As we saw down the straight, the Mercedes floats over to the inside line. He knows I'm coming, he knows I've got momentum. A fully defensive position is what he takes up. That's to discourage me from lining up a late break down the inside, and normally if there's no way to poke my nose down the inside, if they've got it sealed off, I'll drift back over to the left or maybe the middle and see how the chips fall. Not this time. This time I feel the urge to tailgate the Mercedes as long as possible to extend the time I spend filling his rearview mirror, staying stuck there until we get as close to the braking point as I'm comfortable being. I know he sees me, he's already made a defensive move, so he clearly pays attention to what's behind him, so I'm doing this because I want him to worry, to wonder, to focus on me more than himself. He's in a tough spot. If he moves back over now, he's releasing the inside to me for a potential late lunge, which is the one thing he was moving to prevent. But if he doesn't move off his line, he's not going to want to brake until he's seen me step out from behind him. He'll be worried that I'm going to miss my braking point or misjudge something and end up shunting him. He is cursed with awareness, and this move trades on the fear of being rammed off a track. When I feel that the last possible moment has arrived, I swoop back over to the left and release the Mercedes from my invasion of personal space. But it's all too late, and he misses his braking point by miles and is left to pick himself up beyond track limits. Here's another example of this in the Porsche Cup at Virginia. Same concept, the car ahead goes defensive, but instead of stepping over to the available space on the left like normal, I tailgate right up until the last moment. The pressure of being tailgated helped the blue car into a mistake, and that was that. He was off. Obviously, I didn't enjoy doing this.
Place, car left. Hold your line.
Oh! Whoa! Yes. Delightful. Unhinged.
It's a very fun move to pull off. It doesn't come up that often, but it's memorable when it does. Just be sure of your own competence because it relies on impeccable coordination on your part, not to misjudge and rear-end the car you're chasing. Just to hammer home how distracting and disruptive it is to have someone tailgate you into a braking zone, here's another clip of it being done, but to me, by someone else.
Wait, what? What are you doing? I'm just gonna cut it. No chance. If I tried.
The third tactic I'd like to showcase is really risky, but the satisfaction you feel when you pull it off is unbelievable. It's a signature move of certain F1 drivers, the dummy overtake. When you're gaining on the car ahead over a long, fast straight, and there's a braking zone coming up, they may make a defensive move to the inside. If you remain in a passive stance and don't react to this at all, their guard comes down and they may migrate back to the middle of the track. I have the momentum to potentially draw alongside them, but I don't want to do that. I actually want to relax the throttle a tiny amount to make sure that I don't create any overlap between myself and the other car. I actually want to have the room, the clearance between my nose and their tail, in order to be able to swoop over to their inside at the last possible moment. And just before it's time to brake hard, that's exactly what I do. Lulling the defending car into a false sense of security by making no real attempt to pressure them is what makes this move possible, because you need them to feel like they don't have to defend too hard, don't have to go all the way over to the inside. Unlike the first two moves though, the onus is firmly on you not to make a mistake, not them. This move doesn't press them into doing anything wrong, it merely tricks them into leaving a door open that they never thought you tried to go through. In this example, it was far too close. I was very lucky to get away with it, but making such a sharp move so late in the day is what gives it the shock factor it needs. They can't react to this. It doesn't give them much time to move back over and open up their own corner to try and cut back underneath you. There's just no chance to react. You'll either come off as a hero or cause a disaster with this one, so use wisely. The channel SimQuips tried to put this technique to use. Here he is presenting it in one of his own videos. Just watch, it's well worth it.
Right, I just want to pause the video here to explain the ridiculous incident that you're about to see. If you've ever seen this video by Danny Lee, which if you've not, it's a great video, you should go watch it. His channel's good, he's got lots of good tips. Basically, he's talking about if someone goes defensive when you're trying to overtake them, you kind of pretend that you're going to stick to the outside line, and then they usually sort of drift back across towards the outside line a bit once they think you're not going for a move. And then at the last second, you kind of swing back across behind them and go for a dive down the inside. Now, I've never tried that before at all, and it turns out it needs a little bit of practice to perfect it. Or at least just definitely don't do it the way I did it, which is kind of hard on the brakes at the same time. You'll see how it goes.
What did you do? Yeah. I thought I'd try something.
I thought I tried something unorthodox and it did not work how I expected. Did one? I was trying to like swerve back at the last second to go down the inside, but I pressed the brake at the same time, and that is apparently not a good idea.
So now you've seen the handful of tricks that I enjoy using. Remember this: distraction techniques, deception, unusual patterns, it's just mind games, but they do work. In my experience, some folks are really vulnerable to any kind of chicanery and are very distracted by such things. Others take no notice and will ignore everything you throw at them. Either way, you know you've reached a really fun part of sim racing when it's no longer track knowledge or lap times or vanilla racecraft that make the difference. It's just being weird. And thanks for watching. I hope you found some inspiration here. Thanks again to Podium 1 for their overall channel support. If you're still watching, then head to podium1racing.com and check out their gigantic inventory. Get 5% off whatever you want with code DannyLee5. Cheers again.